Brown suffered an unexpected and embarrassing Commons defeat when rebel Labour MPs voted to allow all retired Gurkhas to settle in the UK. The motion isn't legally binding, but the Prime Minister's controversial proposals are now in tatters. Outside Parliament, there were jubilant scenes, as our chief political correspondent, John Craig, now reports.
Absolutely fabulous. One celebrity campaigner and two party leaders after a government defeat in the Commons on new settlement rules for Gurkha veterans.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the most extraordinary piece of news. We have an unprecedented, auspicious day. I'd like to hand you at once to Nick Clegg.
Well, this is an immense victory on all sorts of fronts. It's a victory for the rights of Gurkhas who've been waiting for so long for justice. It's a victory for Parliament over a government that just wasn't prepared to listen.
Today is a historic day where Parliament took the right decision, that the basic presumption that people who fight for our country should have a right to come and live in our country has been set out very clearly.
And this was the historic vote.
The ayes to the right were 267, the noes to the left 246.
The motion, backed by MPs, called on the government to withdraw new guidelines immediately and bring forward revised proposals that extend an equal right of residence to all Gurkhas.
We all turned into Miss World, actually. Oh my God! No, not quite, but do you know what I mean? I'm afraid that Lib Dem's office suddenly turned into screaming schoolgirls who've heard they've got GCSEs or something. We were going, no! Kissing each other, dancing, just unable to believe it.
27 Labour MPs voted against the government and many more abstained. This is not just a triumph for the Gurkhas and those campaigning on their behalf, but a humiliation for Gordon Brown. There are Labour MPs here in this crowd who are in despair at the government for allowing this to happen.
Not only was this policy vis-à-vis the Gurkhas completely wrong, but to hold on to it in this way shows a deplorable lack of judgment. So both of these things taken together, and I'm afraid it's very damaging indeed.
Ministers say they can't rush into a new policy, but will now speed up decisions for those Gurkhas waiting to hear if they can remain in this country. But it's still been a day for celebrating. John Craig, Sky